Yeah, I have a couple of experiences to share. They're not crazy long or anything, but they're a couple experiences that I had in these past couple weeks. One experience I wanted to share. They're both relating to Mexico. The first experience that I'll share is a more recent experience in the last few days. In this experience, I was with this group of school children. Some of them were boys and some of them were girls, and I knew that we were walking through some part of Mexico. It just as the impression served. The physical surrounding, or what appeared to be the physical surrounding, wasn't of much importance. It was more so the idea that is to the location. And we were walking through this dirt lot, or this kind of area of all this flat dirt. It looked like it had just been leveled for construction, and I did not recognize that it was almost like a construction site until I saw these men in these yellow vests, and I saw that they had all this heavy machinery. And what they were doing is again with the leveling the ground. I mean, it was a whole construction crew, and this undoubtedly was the guides like Rebazar and Paul and Fubi and all the others, all of them. And when I was walking by with the school boys and the school children, I stopped because all of the construction crew, they were staring at me, and all of the rest of the people that I was with, they kept walking as if they didn't pay attention. Like, to them it was no concern, or they were not concerned with what was going on. And I remember I stopped and I was looking at what they were doing, and it was very interesting because they had hollowed out this rectangular hole in the ground, and I looked down into the bottom of it, and they were patting the dirt. They were solidifying the dirt, and I had this very strong impression that this is how a foundation is formed. And so all of these things combined, I recognized, or what I had seen was that the boys on the real side, and this is might say this is known already, but it was interesting to see in the experience that the boys are really working hard on the real side to create this foundation and have this foundation come through to the physical. Of course, that's the dirt. And I mean, they're really, they're really there. And it was very interesting to note that these construction workers, they were very tan as well. So that indicates that, they're outside, they've been outside, they're tan, they're under the sun, and so on and so forth. So I just thought that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, that's very, very good. Okay, so when I received the Rod of Power in 2001, okay, many experiences like that too, similar. In other words, the boys were out there just like you see land movers grading land. In other words, leveling whatever was there before. And I was watching them drive around on the land movers, and one of them said, "Hop on," as he was driving by. "You're part of this." Okay. So again, the children, yeah, they're just sightseeing. All right, is the idea. You're leading a certain group that you've attracted, and they're looking at you too, because again, they're looking to you, see, and to see what you will do. All right. So it's just like a crowd of people standing around Superman. They're standing there, and today it's with their cell phones taking picture, and it's like, okay, what is he going to do next? You see, and yes, we're in Mexico now. And when I was with Claudia and Sandy, she saw that when we moved to Mexico, she said, "Oh, the light has moved from California to Mexico." And yes, so again, the ground and the hole in the ground, yes, it's square, okay, rectangle, whatever, square. And that is foundation. That's how they're poured, because they dig out, they pour a foundation, and it's in the earth. Okay, so that's my focus, to get this here in some particular way. And so, yes, they're working. And again, they need agreement too. They can build it, they can build whatever. But if nobody comes, there's no agreement. So they've built it, it's there. And so they're showing what they're building and creating the foundation into the depths of the earth. Yeah, very, very important, because this is the focus now, you see. And so you decide and others decide how they are going to be part of this. This is the wake up, or are they just going to sit and watch? And the part where the boys are really tan, that's an example of, yes, the sunshine, but it's the real light, because they stand in the real light, and they're not just whiteys, they're not just whited out, they stand in the real light, and that's why they're so tan, because they're always in the sunshine. They see the reality. All life is awareness, is the whole idea there. So that's really a cool experience, very, very real. And who will actually pick up on it, get off their duff, and do something, step up and do something continuously, because things are happening in the world constantly. And I look at a lot of videos, especially at night, of all the things that are taking place. The space people going to other planets, the consciousness here, growing food, the doctors healing people, whatever. Okay, that's all fine, but it's all going to pass. It's all going to pass. And as the consciousness envelops itself like a huge spider web, then people are trapped in it for more lifetimes. And that's a choice, and they will eventually get through it. But right now, this is our big adventure, to see who will step up and wake up and do something. And again, no attitudes are needed except the focus to sincerely want to do something, and to face this. Otherwise, people just hang on to their old attitudes, and that's all you got. Doesn't matter. And this is the memberships and the spiritual paths and the religions, political systems, educational systems, whatever. People stare at their diplomas on their wall. Okay, big deal. It's all going to pass. It's all going to be nothing. So right now it's a big fanfare, but all life is awareness. It's precious, and it's precious to know. So I'm very grateful for you and others that step forward and share, because again, I'm looking for agreement too, to get this done, take part, and it's been a big struggle for me, because I want to do certain projects here in the physical sense, not build temples, no, but build situations that, and put together situations that help people step by step wake up. And one of them is, where I saw recently, is the Sunrise New Trail, and Val's the perfect man to head this out. And this is what they're doing. They're putting it together, creating a trail here, because Val did the Pacific Trail, which was from the Mexican border to the Canadian border. Took him 5 months to do that. So he's the trail guide here, and it's really cool. And we're creating images for that. And so here's the center right here for those that want to step up and take part. And there's a lot taking place all over the world. It doesn't mean people have to come to Mexico, but those that do, all of a sudden, you're breaking your old patterns. You see, it's comfortable to be where you're at, but all of a sudden, yeah, it's not the lavish lifestyle, but you know what? I'd rather walk the beach myself and have nothing, truly, and just be in the outdoors and do something here while I'm on Earth. And so, again, that's my focus. And yes, I have been, blocked by the governments of the world, blocked by the dark forces, etc. But I don't stop, and neither do the boys. And something will occur, etc. And like Kevin's experiences, showing that the Armada is coming, well, we'll see. I don't know. Again, it's personal choice, it's agreement. But in the meantime, do you do nothing? Do you stop? Do you have ideas, excuses, etc.? Is that going to help? Or do you keep moving forward? And as you see on the real side, you are one of the great witnesses, Jeremy. The boys keep moving forward. They don't have attitudes. They're wonderful. So again, I'm very grateful that I know this, and that you and others step up and share. This is so cool. Yes. Thank you for listening. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Thank you, Dwayne, and thank you, everybody. It is interesting to note, there's another detail about the experience I was reminded about right now when you were sharing, and that is that when the boys were doing the construction, or when they were taking part in this building process, that they were almost complete. That was the interesting part. When I had looked inside the hole, and I'm looking at all the machinery, and I'm seeing all this, they were sort of kicking in the dirt that they had dug up on the sides, and it was on the bottom, it was almost completely flat, and so they were almost ready to pour this foundation, or set this in stone, you might say. And so that was just the last little detail there.